Heyo and welcome to episode 2 of Naughty Lines, the show where lines are drawn below the belt and sometimes above the belly. I've got with me here a very good friend of mine. She's drawn the occasional titty and the occasional schlong, but it's all tasteful. It's all tasteful. Here with me today is Witchy Beans.
Hello, I am a art student who is trying to get a degree in illustration, and it's very great you having me here. It's very I apologize.
It's all right. She's a little shy, a little bit of nervousness, and but that's all fine. We're not here to be completely professional. We're here to have a good time. We're here to basically make the most out of this situation that we're all in right now. Uh,
Yes. Mhm.
like just talking about the as as a certain duo calls this whole epidemic that we're going through right now, they call it the Backstreet of Boys World Tour. So, I mean, we're part of the tour. So,
Yeah, pretty
yay.
much.
But yeah,
I mean, mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
I was trying to say like at least we're trying to manage things a little bit better. Maybe worse, probably. I would add
Sometimes it
no.
can be worse. Yes, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, as you all know, in this show, I talk to uh, artists of the NSFW variety, and and also like, and while I say that, I don't mean they strictly draw NSFW. I mean that is part of what they do. And here with my friend Witchy here, we have a she hasn't really posted much of the NSFW content that she does work on. Like I've seen it, and I just want to get her like, 'cause she is in the NSFW community, kind of. Like, am
Yes.
I safe to assume? Am I safe to assume that?
Yes, it's safe. I'm more like an in closet, not safe for work artist, like a little peek out. Like
It's
it's okay.
yeah, and yes. So today I'm just gonna be asking her a couple questions. A couple of questions you guys might have like you might hear. You'll be like, oh, you asked that to the last person on the last episode. Yes, a lot of these questions. I want to do some of the same questions just to get a general feel for what what's going on, like for this person's view of the same topic. So, Witchy, I have the first question for you, and that would be, who are you and what do you do?
I am an art student who is trying to get her credits in to get a degree, an AA degree for for the art field that is illustrating. And I do digital art and traditional art on the side, but overall, I do want to like expand more of my skills, more than just sticking to whatever skills I have right now. So yeah.
Okay, okay, awesome. So as far as it goes with what you're wanting to do, you're wanting to be an illustrator for what kind of book? Like, are you trying to be an illustrator for a certain type of media?
For right now, yes, basically like comic books or basically webtoons, something like that. I'm also like hoping to do a freelance uh style, but at the same time, I do want to go to at least my original plan was to go to Netflix, or like to do animation as well,
Okay.
or or just try to find a place that can like accept me. I'm really open to like to any opportunities.
Right, and you said you were wanting to go to Netflix. Do you have a synopsis or a premise for a show that you might pitch to them? Like, do you have that kind of thing already thought up?
I did, but it's still in development, and I'm a little too shy to share about the story.
It's okay, it's fine.
hmm
Whatever makes you comfortable here.
hmm
Um, okay, so next question is why do you do what you do?
Well, I would say that, oh well, I just wanted to make people happy. Just, make people feel entertained. Like because excuse me. Um, I basically feel sorry. I'm stuttering so
No,
much.
it's okay, it's fine.
Um, the reason why I do the things I wanted to do is because I just want to bring entertainment to a lot of people, especially like to teach like oh it doesn't have to be I'm sorry.
It's okay. So like, are you trying to teach a younger generation?
Yeah, yeah, I want to teach like younger generations of like different different morals, I guess. Especially if I wanted to keep them adults also like captivated with stories and also like it just encouraged people to like to do art as
S-
well to see there's new opportunities, I guess.
so you want to see basically you want to be the influencer for another generation or for those who haven't gotten their feet in and if they think, "Oh, I don't think I can do this." You want to be the person they look at and be like, "You know what? They did it. Like, why can't I?"
Yeah, exactly. And at least some at least in some areas it can be something not not an empty bowl of here you go, here's your plate of pasta, and you're like, where is it?
Okay. Um
Yeah.
Now this is a question I didn't ask the previous guest. But I'm going
hmm
to start asking from here on, and I might do a follow up with the previous guest with this question.
Okay.
But um, so there's I wouldn't call it a stigma per se, but there's a lot of people who think that NSFW artists, whenever they're drawing those NSFW scenes or anything like that, they're getting off to them. Like that's like they're basically stuck in horny jail all the time. So
Uh-huh.
my question to you, since you have, like I said, since you have drawn the occasional titty and the occasional schlang, then what do you say to that stigma? Do you think that it can be true or that it is true, or do you think it's just a stupid stigma that only horny people come up with?
I would say so. Okay, this is very interesting because it's a lot of people. A lot of people can think like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And also like there's also the opposing party that would just like just admire the art. Well, at least I do.
Right.
um I would say that it's just um it really depends on a person, and it's a and if the artist is okay that the people are getting like get the enthusiasm or get the it's like the blood like flowing and whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
like, okay, so, and I get what you're saying. Like, as long as people enjoy the art, and even if it gets them
exactly.
excited, like with
Yeah,
what they've drawn.
if if they accomplish that goal of that they made the person uh excited with the drawing,
Mhm.
then that's good for them. And it's like it's for example, you for example you have a not safe for work comic. You
Mhm.
spend so much time into the story, and you spend so much time with the illustrate the what you say, the layout of it. There you go.
Mhm.
And uh and you want to show it off to someone, and you will I will constantly see like people's and not in my page, but in other people's page, uh they will be excited, they will be so happy to see what's the story behind it, and also the nostalgia work that illustrate in there.
Okay. Then okay. Okay. So I get what you're saying. I completely understand. You're as long as the audience is happy with what they see, then that's good.
Yes.
What is and I guess I need to ask this to each guest that I'm with. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, just giving you fair warning.
Okay.
Um there's a stigma or stereotype, I guess, going out there saying that NSFW artists or artists in general, when they draw that stuff, they have to be. Because I remember you telling me at one point you had to be in the mood.
Yes.
When you say that, do you mean you have to be horny in order to draw that, or is that not the case? Because that's the stigma. People think
Oh, I see.
that NSFW artists are horny when they draw horny things.
um no, they don't have to be horny, they really don't. And in the way how I go to drawing something that I want to draw is usually it's like you want to draw like a fan art. It's that sort of feeling. It's it's nothing to be like to be driven by a horny feeling. It's never the idea of uh well, it could, okay, let me take that back. It could have it might have been for some people that they if they might be wanted to let out the feeling of it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, but in reality, there is a lot of people that won't be like very horny to draw these illustrations. Uh, let's take it. Let's think of it this way: you hire an artist who does not safe for work, and it's for a job. It's for, like hentai. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they had to do it just they had to do it because they had to do it for the job. It's not because they are horny all the time, because they want to do it because they think it's passionate, and it's because sometimes it can be lovely. It's it's not it, it's not something it's something that is so perverted. They draw it because they like it.
Okay. So you don't need to be horny in order to draw horny. You
Yes.
just you just
Hmm.
have to have either the want or the need in order to draw it.
In a sense, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely. I see that. All
Hmm.
right. So next question would be if I can get my questions back up. Um. Uh. What would it be? Why art? What sent you down the path of being an artist and wanting to be an illustrator?
Well, it all started when I was literally watching anime, dog anime. I was very in love with dogs at the time. I was a dog lover until I became a cat lover. But anyways, um, I just I love the art style of the from anime, and as well from my brother's like sketchbooks. My brother is an artist, and I would often like flip through them. I would often like try to draw the scenes from the anime I see on my little sketchbook, my little lined notebook. Um, I didn't take it seriously until I was like 13 or 12, and I realized, oh shoot, I really like it. So later on, I stuck with it, and then I kept on practicing and practicing and learning the fundamentals of it, and so on and so forth.
Okay. And was your family were they supportive of your decision? Were they like you told them you wanted to do art, you wanted to be an illustrator? Were they uh all like jumping for joy, or did they have any kind of hesitation?
I would say they were supportive, but as probably as a hobby or something to do on the side.
Mhm.
Um, they were supportive of the artistic skills of that I was pursuing, and however, they do say, oh, it's such a populated field, art field where everybody's fighting for whatever position you are in, and I accepted it as if it were true. But later on, I later find out that it's not. Everybody around the world needs an artist and a graphic designer. It's We're stuck in the idea of being uh a starving artist. And it could be true in some people, but it's and it could be hard to a lot of people that can like show their work and how passionate they are. Even uh the artists who are unpopular and they're really good at their work. And I'm sorry if I'm going off track.
No, it's okay.
um but long story short, back to your question. uh my professors and teachers were very supportive, and they always come back to the idea of us saying, you can do this. There's a lot of jobs in the art community, I mean the art industry, that they will accept you. You just need to make sure you create your portfolio. You have to make sure you get the work done, make sure you make your meet with your clients, and you just build on your skill as much as possible.
Okay. So basically like don't give up. Like
Exactly.
don't
Don't
give
give
up
up.
on your dreams if you are wanting to be an artist. Like is that would that be some of the advice that you would give to young artists out there who are looking to be where you are now?
Of course, of course. I'm very supportive of young art. Excuse me. I'm very supportive with young artists, and whenever I see like they want to communicate to you for some advice, and especially if they want to communicate with friends and family to grow upon that skill, I will 100% support it. I will
Okay.
got like pretty much.
Okay. So next question is now again, you don't have to answer this, but I asked the last person. It was near the
Mhm.
end of the episode, but I'm just gonna ask. Let's say because you haven't started putting your NSFW content out there just yet. You're peeking out of the closet. You're like, hey, I'm here. Like, I'm not here, but I'm here.
Yeah.
So let's say you start. What
Hmm.
what would you say to all the lover boys out there who are wanting to wanting to get a taste of the witchy beans.
Honestly, if it, uh, I would not put myself into that platform. I would not put my persona, my art persona in there. I would give like a different character they can like flaunt over,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna put myself into it. It's just and this is not to be disrespectful for people who do that. They if they want to do their thing, they can totally do their thing. This is just me personally. I don't feel comfortable of putting myself into that platform.
Right. So like if you put yourself out there on Twitter with an NSFW account and start putting out art and someone just slides into your DMs and is like, "Hey, you looking pretty cute." Then like you wouldn't like want to reciprocate at any point.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. Cuz I've noticed like that does happen a lot. Like that happens even if you're not an NSFW artist. Like just you get random people sliding into DMs, and especially, and I'm not trying to generalize. I'm just trying to spit facts here, especially if you're a female on the internet. It's crazy. Like, and that's something else I was actually gonna ask. 'Cause it's kind of off topic of NSFW art, but has that happened to you before? Like like you being on the internet as long as you have, has that ever happened to you?
Mm, would you say that it only happens when I was only talking about something like very innocent, like getting to know what to about like whatever information I want to know. Like for example, what you say spiritually. But
Mhm.
it that's like a broad topic, like any broad topic. I'll be talking and then in DMs and then all of a sudden if the person suddenly comes up with like um comes up with a story of being alone
Mhm.
so often, then that's a sign of like, okay, like I barely know you. I'm really sorry this happened, but I don't think this is I don't think it's like appropriate for me to know because I barely know you. That's the type of like it's the boundaries of how much you can share your life story
Right.
with me. And but luckily I don't get like sliding DMs of like hey you're cute, like ooh like ooh woo. You know. Ooh ooh snuggy snuggle or whatever, you know.
Snoogle.
Yeah. um
Okay.
you know, but um it's most of the time is okay, I shouldn't say most of the time because it only happened to me probably twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say only twice. It's only happened in DMs when long story short, a lot of boundaries are just very like were pinched,
Mhm.
and I'll be like no, and I had to cut off the person.
Okay. So okay, so here's one. What was the most anger inducing situation that you've ever dealt with whilst being in the art community? Like, was there ever a situation where it was just so infuriating, like someone asking for a ridiculous kind of commission,
Mhm.
or something like that?
I wouldn't say I dislike anything, but this is out of my experience. when I was commissioned by someone, um, they asked me for a logo,
Mhm.
and they wanted to be a realistic logo, and even though like a logo in reality is supposed to be very flat and it's supposed to be advertising, which it is advertising, but they wanted a full render painterly like logo, and
Right.
I'm like, oh, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna cost a little bit more, but it's still a cheaper price compared to professional logos, and this is what I don't like. I don't like when people haggle to down the price because you're taking your time away from doing something that you might be busy with, especially if you want to take a break from art. Because you are the artist yourself, is taking time and energy to do this painterly illustrated um, piece. And they were haggling at the moment. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'll stay in the same price that we originally agreed. Uh, and the first and the when they don't and also the second thing is like if they don't communicate to the artist what their needs are, what they is being specific on, uh, like I show them exactly what sketches they will would like, and I go through them very thoroughly, what character they want,
Mhm.
and they agree on to the character, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool. And I show them the first sketch. They said nothing. They said the eyes were weird, and I'm like, okay, I'll change the eyes. The second sketch, they told me you were supposed to make an original character, and they did not tell me this in the first sketch. That's when I had to cut to stop doing the commission. Um, because it's not because of the hold on. It's mostly because of their tone
Mhm.
of how they were talking to me. Uh, and I understand they were nervous, but at the same time, the way how they responded to me about the eyes and about the price, they said it's like a what the fuck, like 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 a surprise, almost anger type tone. And that's the type of communication I don't feel comfortable in because I was nervous. It was like the first time I ever encountered of a problem. So I said like you had to look for a different artist that can do your commission. I'm sorry. And I hope you have a good day. And then this client told me um, about how I told me in word per word saying that's what a logo is. They emphasize the word logo,
Mhm.
and and then they say, okay, it's sorry that I wasted your time. Have a good day. The way how they emphasize the logo, the word logo, it made me feel like I wasn't professional enough to know what a logo is, as if they know what a logo is.
Like they kind of made you feel they kind of made you feel stupid in the moment.
Exactly. And that's the worst type of feeling you can ever give to someone because you're you hired someone to do the specific job that you want them to do, and you criticize the what their job. That's very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful because you're telling them you're stupid. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. I
Right.
went to different classes. graphic design classes. I take illustration, paint, study the anatomy and all that stuff. I know what I was doing. So that's the type of anger I find uh, very very infuriating.
Okay.
I apo- I apologize if I get a little angry in the end.
Oh, no, no, no. It's okay. Like it shows that you are passionate about like what you do, and when people like
Mhm.
come into your profession that they've come to you for, and they all of a sudden try to say like, "Oh, I you're making me feel stupid." That's
Mhm.
not at all what should be happening in the slightest.
Yeah, exactly. It just boggles my mind. Like
Okay.
you hire the person
Right.
and it, they know what they're doing.
It's kind of like biting the hand that feeds you.
Exactly.
All right. So okay, here's one. What superpower would you have and why?
Teleportation.
Teleportation. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
hands down. Hands down, it's teleportation.
I see why, but can you explain?
Uh, well, I can say for this that you could save up a lot of money for transportation, you know,
Yeah?
especially for a poor college student.
Oh, definitely. I had car troubles whenever I was in college, and it was I wish I would have had teleportation as a power. I definitely wouldn't have had to. I would have been able to not sprint to most of my classes when I woke up late.
Exactly. Teleportation is need it needs to be a thing. It needs to be.
Okay. Um, what do you do in your what do you like to do in your free time? What does an artist like yourself like to do in their free time besides making art? Like video games, cooking, anything like that?
Oh, I enjoy going on Discord and talking to my friends, and also like right now, I actually joined a campaign, a D&D campaign.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
you told me that you were getting heavy into D&D.
yeah, I was obviously there's a hint that I'm also into role playing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I those are the two things. I mean, those are the three major things I'd love to do in my spare time. And sometimes I just want to do something random. Be be a weird person and do crochet. I tried that, didn't work out.
You tried crocheting, it didn't work.
No, I try to make a circle. It's hard. It's harder than it looks.
I tried to make a circle. It didn't work.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, what's something else? Because I do have these questions, but I don't want this to feel too scripted. Um,
Mhm.
let's say, oh, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like, in what kind of position do you see yourself being in?
Well, I would say that I'll be driving in a car. That will be nice. That's the first thing I want to do, like be an adult, you know. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I am an adult. It's just like I want to be more of an adult than I am right now. But
Right.
yeah, but in all seriousness, I do see myself probably going into university like for maybe not I mean Cal Arts. There you go. Maybe not Cal Arts, but an art industry. I mean art university. And yeah, and then after that, I'm hoping to live a good life. That's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, like I mean, like as far as it goes with college, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who say, especially like older people when they say you can't have a good life, you won't have a good career unless you go to college. And that's what kind of drives a lot of people away. And in my opinion, uh, if college isn't your thing, then you don't have to do it to have a good career. Like, sure,
Of
you'll
course.
like, and I say this next thing with a grain of salt. I say
Hmm.
you'll have to work harder if you don't have a college degree, because no doubt college is difficult. It is
It really is. It really
very
is.
difficult, but like, if you don't do the schooling, then you'll just have to work your way up through work experience.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like, cause for me, I started out as like everyone else in a burger joint,
Hmm.
and I worked my way up until I got to where I am now at a game store, which it's it's not exactly my go-to career. I don't even think I'm going to make a career out of it, but it's the fact that I'm where I want to be, because games are a big part of who I am. I know a lot about them. Why not use that to make some money?
Yeah, just as long as you're stable in the place you are in right now, then
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. Yeah, pretty
Um
much.
yeah, pretty much. Like, it's as long as you have a roof over your head, dinner on the table, and AC running during summer and
Hmm.
heat running during the winter, and running water. There's a lot of things on this checklist, but you know what? We're gonna throw it away. We're gonna throw it into the good old fashioned fireplace, which if you have in your home, you're lucky.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
'Cause I want a fireplace.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like, there's a lot of things on that checklist, but in all honesty, as long as you're not going hungry and you have a roof over your head, I'd say you're golden. Because there's a lot of people who don't have that, and I feel for them. I want people like that to hopefully find a better future. I'm getting off topic. Where am I going?
I mean, you're you're passionate about it, so I'm just letting you be passionate about it.
Like definitely, because as far as it goes with me, okay, I make this show to make people smile and hopefully give them a little bit of insight on the art world and into the minds of the artists that they follow, and
Hmm.
and all that kind of stuff. Like, I see I want to do that. I see myself doing that. And there's a lot of people who ask, like, whenever, cuz last couple days I've been just like trying to say, like, "Hey, I'm going into production with this show that I'm making. Like, it's going to be great." And they ask me, "Why do you do it?" And when I tell them, like, I want to make people happy, it's like, "Well, are you going to make money off of it? Are you going to be able to do all this stuff with it?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm not doing it for money. Like, I'm
Yeah,
fine where I am. I have a roof over my head and food on the table. I'm fine.
yeah. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't. Not everything doesn't have to be planned out. It can be just fun, just straight out fun.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree.
Hmm.
Okay. So, now that I'm off that tangent, if it wasn't for art, what would be your plan B? Like, what would have been the uh what would have been the crutch or the falling back on career that you would have chosen?
Straight up, veteran. I can't even say it. Being a vet, basically.
Being a
Yes,
veterinarian?
yes. There you go.
Oh, so
Um,
you have a passion for animals.
I do. But later, when I was a kid, I had an idea that I could be a vet. I can take care of dogs. I love dogs. I love animals. But I mostly love dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an idea for a while, and then Bob Ross and some like random paint set of paints were set in front of me. Were like, and like I decided to become a painter. Like I was jumping off like different careers in my little head when I was like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, but yeah, I would have chose to be a vet, and I think I would have uh probably a little bit more passionate, I guess, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I wouldn't be good as taking care of animals, even though I love animals. It's the uh right now I would have suck at taking care of them. I would screw up a lot. Basically, that's pretty much it.
So basically just so it's the fact that you see yourself as like you're passionate about art, but you're also passionate about animals. But it's
Yeah,
the fact like taking care of animals is not as easy as it sounds.
exactly.
Cuz like I think I know for like veterinarians you have to have years worth of medical history, like medical schooling behind you in order to actually get into the veterinary job. I think I think I'm safe to assume that.
I, I think you are. And plus, I'm assuming, also if you wanted to be like a pet surgeon, I remember I watching a lot of pet videos. Pet surgeons like have a really steady hand. I would not have a steady hand.
Mhm.
Because mostly because I'm very nervous, I'm very shy, and I jumble around a lot. So, but
Right.
anyways,
Like you need to have a steady hand for something like that, especially because you're dealing with something like with organs. It's and they're even more delicate organs than a human.
definitely, yeah. And um and I had to stomach in the smell because I just recently learned that if I smell something foul, I'll just blah. Visually I'll be fine,
Mhm.
but something that is so rank that I cannot fathom the smell. I'm
See,
gone.
I'm completely the opposite simply because of the fact that like as far as I go, I am the complete opposite. If I smell something really bad, like I'll be fine for the most part. If it's like horrid, like something mixed with something and then that crawled into something else that died, that kind of thing, that'll get me like bleh. But
Exactly.
it's
Hmm.
seeing things that are I guess traumatic and or like disgusting in a certain way, like visuals. I can watch a gory movie any day, but real life kind of thing happening, I can't see that. It makes me very uncomfortable. I start like looking down at the floor and just thinking like, okay, think of something else.
Yeah,
It
like the room is starts spinning in a way.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling. Because you got those people on the internet who are complete and utter dickbags who decide to send you gore out of nowhere. And because there was someone who sent me, I can't remember if you, I don't know if you remember this, but there was remember the guy who did the shooting in the mosque and he was like subscribed to PewDiePie when it happened.
No, I'm I was under the rock at the time, I think.
There was a shooter who went into a mosque like a a a church of a kind for I think Islamics
Oh
and
wow.
he went in there with a semi-automatic and just started unloading on all these people. And I
Wow.
just like they he sent me that and I got so upset. I was like, "Oh no, I can't. No."
No, that's just hard. It's just hard to stomach, and like even I think anything that is like up on the internet that is so hurtful. It's painful to watch.
Mhm.
Like you. you can't help to be emotional, and that's normal because you're human and you know that it's it's not morally right.
Right.
Uh, so I and I don't know. I just wish I do know why people would think this is okay to share, and especially if it's just even if they think it's just um like, well, like, check this out. No, don't. Like, you have to think for you need to think before you do the action. In a sense.
Right.
Hmm.
All
uh
right. So as far as it goes with time, I think we're just about out of time.
okay.
Uh, I do want to thank you for being here for the second episode. Like it was a great honor having you here. I'm glad that you agreed to be on here. It was awesome.
Yeah, and thank you for inviting me, and I apologize for your long edits.
Oh, no, no, no. It's okay. They're not. I try to keep it as raw as I can.
Hmm.
Like I think like I don't think I'll be editing much of it.
Hmm.
But I don't really. I try to keep it as raw as I can because if you edit too much, then that kind of leaves what people are saying during this show like to the birds, and that's not always a good thing.
Oh, okay, I see.
But
But
yeah,
thank you for
is
having me again.
yeah, no problem. It was a pleasure. And is there anything that you want to plug or say before the video ends?
I say that no, just a little message. Just um, I hope you guys have a great day, and remember, there's many options of like to do the to do various of art that you want to do, that you don't have to limit it yourself with just one, but
Mm,
do what you want to do. You're in control of your life. And
okay.
yeah, so please give this guy some likes and give lovely comments because he's awesome. He deserves it. So
Oh, golly gee shucks. But yeah,
he's
thank you. Thank you for the kind
hmm
words and thank you for the message to all those out there. And speaking of all those out there, yes, all of you watching this video right now, if you want to check out any of Witchy's stuff, her links will be in the description below. And you can also check it out, like, because I have them on screen, you could have checked them out whilst we were talking. And, that would be neat. That would be neat if you did do that. Check out her Twitter, her YouTube, and her Twitch. And be sure to check out my Twitter, my YouTube, which you're watching right now, and my Twitch, because they're all pretty cool. They're all pretty neat. But anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in for the second episode of Naughty Lines, and hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.
Bye bye.